Hi there, I'm Julie Tam, managing broker of LYN REALTY here in Houston, Texas. And today we're talking about rental fraud. Okay, so you are watching Smarter Real Estate Weekly on Wednesdays, and I haven't been doing too many videos the past several months because I just had given birth earlier this year to our second and final son. We have two boys now, and so I've been on a partial maternity leave, working part-time from home, pretty much starting within a couple weeks after giving birth. I've tried to spend a lot of time with my kids, and so I haven't come back full-time until just this week. And I've actually been spending a lot of time in West University, which is its own city within Houston area. It's, Houston has a lot of these little cities within, the Houston boundaries, I guess you could say. It's not in the city of Houston, but it's surrounded by the city. And so it's a really nice place. And I've been here with clients this week, including showing property and meeting. And so the topic we're talking about today, though, is not related to West U specifically, though this stuff happens anywhere, but I just happen to find myself here, so I figured I would go ahead and shoot this video here from my car because it is like 100 degrees outside right now. And there's a heat advisory that's been going on for, I don't know, like 2 weeks or something. I've lost track. Anyway, I'm going to talk about kind of two facets of this. One is what the Texas Real Estate Commission, TREC, T-R-E-C, which is the governing body over the real estate industry in our state, has seen and is talking about, and how they're punishing real estate agents specifically who are colluding with these scam artists, these fraudsters, and also anecdotally what we have seen and other realtors have seen in our market area. So as always, I'm speaking about the Houston area where I work, but this is going on across Texas, obviously, because TREC regulates the entire state. And I know that it's going on around the country and probably around the world in different forms. So I'll tell you the things that we've seen and kind of how to spot some certain things, but I'm not going to go into all those details because frankly, I don't want to give away the tools that we use to figure out that people are trying to con us. Okay, so this is how it starts. So first of all, our company, LYN REALTY, manages more than 300 rental properties that are residential around Greater Houston. So those would include single family homes, townhomes, condos, whether it be within an entire complex, I should say, or in a mid-rise or high-rise. Also duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. So we don't do entire apartment complexes. Condos are individually owned units where each unit is owned by a different person or entity or company within a community, a condo community or complex. Okay, so someone is looking to rent a property that we put on the market. So they submit an application. We have an online application. That is the only way we currently allow people to submit their apps. And in fact, we require us to do your background check for criminal and credit history. We don't let you submit your own background check information because of the fraud that we have witnessed firsthand. And the unfortunate thing is, this is a growing problem. It is widespread and rampant. There are people who are submitting fraudulent apps to many different properties to see who will fall for the bait and where they can lease a property. Then there are also real estate agents and even entire brokerages that TREC has found who are helping these fraudsters lease places. And some of these real estate professionals, well, if you can call them professionals, these real estate unprofessionals, unethical folks, have been fined, 6-figure or 5-figure fines, as well as lost their licenses or had their licenses suspended for various things. And so this is a huge problem. I am, and our company is, and are, or whatever the verb is, platinum members of our local MLS, the multiple listing service. So we pay extra to have enhanced access for ourselves and our clients. And through the Facebook page that we share with other platinum member realtors in the Houston area, I've been able to see other realtors post and then subsequently other realtors comment on posts about fraud that they've experienced firsthand. And it's so sad that all of us have to go through this and have to experience this because there is so much fraud out there. So what these people are doing is, they have bad qualifications, whether they don't have a job, have poor credit, criminal history, no rental history or bad rental history. So they're trying to go lease a place. And so because they are not qualified, they are presenting themselves as someone they are not. In some cases, they're just submitting fake things, so like doctored or completely fabricated documentation. And in other cases, they're assuming the identity of someone who actually has good qualifications and submitting the stuff as that person, okay? And, I'll give you examples. Credit report. We used to allow people, if they had their credit report already, because people would say, oh, I don't want to pay a fee or have my credit pulled again. And then, it lowers my credit score possibly. So we already have this. This was already run recently. Let us submit it to you. Okay. And then in one case, it turned out that credit report didn't even belong to these people who submitted, their application. Either that or that this credit report was severely doctored, because later, when these people stopped paying rent, despite a very good credit score, we thought, this is suspicious. And we started just looking into everything. And with these red flags, we went ahead and pulled the credit, because we are allowed to. When you apply, you sign a form saying that you authorize us to run all sorts of background checks on you. And so we pulled it and discovered that their credit actually was very blemished. It did not have these accounts, these good accounts that the report had that they submitted to us, this fake or doctored report. Some people are submitting false criminal background information, same thing, right? Doctoring it. And so this is why we want to pull it ourselves, because that way we can input your social security number, your birthday, your name, your address, phone number, all of the information that our background check company that we use requires for them to pull it up officially, okay? Rental history. So some people put down their friend as their landlord or property manager at an address where they never lived. Or it could be an address that they lived, but they put down the incorrect contact information. Again, contact information from their friend or, their someone that they know, a family member. And so when we see people put down an apartment complex, okay, official like Gables or, Broadstone, that's a real legitimate company where we can look up their website and their contact information, and we see, okay, this is really their phone number. This is really their email address that we can contact to request rental history. Then we know that unless the apartment manager is willing to lie, at least we've got a legitimate property manager or landlord that we are communicating with. Also, when we check MLS, right, we want to see usually that property was listed. In some cases, people, rent properties that are not listed. They find out from someone they know, or maybe the property wasn't listed on MLS, but was just, a sign out front or on Craigslist or whatever other site. But if we see that the property was listed and it coincides with about the time, maybe the agent that you're using is even the same agent as at that time. Of course, the agent could be faking it and sending a different client and pretending that this client rented that place. But we want to see a number of different factors that kind of line up. And so, and of course, maybe your driver's license actually has that address from when you lived there, or other examples like your paycheck stubs and whatnot. So when we see a lot of other factors that kind of corroborate that you did most likely live at that home, then that's going to make us be more likely to believe it. Okay. But we can kind of spot these things, these red flags that make us doubt whether or not the person really did, live there. And so what was I going to say? Okay. Yeah. So rental history, that's an issue. Some people will submit rental history, like some sort of recommendation letter that could be themselves, writing it. If it's, even if it's on a company letterhead, that's suspect. So we like to send our own form that is used by the Texas realtors that they put out for us to use, called Request for Rental History, and we send it directly to the landlord or property manager, and we want to receive it back directly from them, not forward it to the tenant and then to us, so that way, the tenant could have doctored it in between. It's so easy now with digital technology to just doctor all sorts of things and make things look like they came from wherever, but they did not. Another area is employment. So we have seen people submit fake paycheck stubs or doctored paycheck stubs. We have seen the same company name, which I won't name here, but used on multiple different applications over the course of years, where it's a fake company and it's just like these people must know each other, or it's the same fraudster, or they're, using the same realtor to do this. The company doesn't exist. It's not on record registered anywhere. The address that it's at and the phone number are fake. They don't even exist. Everything's disconnected. You can't find these, folks anywhere. So of course, that's all fake when we try to go and verify whether, these pay stubs are actually accurate. And so, yes, all these different areas where people can commit fraud. They can submit fake or doctored driver's licenses, social security card, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's really, really bad out there for this. It's really unfortunate because especially if you miss the signs as a landlord or property manager and you get scammed, then the people move in, they can stop paying rent, then you've got to evict them, you've lost time and lots of money and perhaps damage to the home. You just don't know, who you've got on your hands, and really you're dealing with criminals, right? So if they get angry at you, they want to come into your office and do something to harm you. I mean, that's all possible. So we take security precautions at our company to help our people stay as safe as possible. And we certainly are pretty good. We have a pretty good nose for sniffing out the red flags. But you know what? Even the FBI cannot, detect all fraud or discover every single thing. So, I mean, certainly there's plenty of people who are falling through the cracks, who are, getting their way into homes when they shouldn't be. But obviously you just want to be on the lookout, on your guard as a property manager or landlord or a realtor out there who is processing applications and representing these owners of these properties, because it's terrible. So good luck to everyone out there who's in the same boat as us, receiving these types of fraudulent applications and supporting materials. And we just hope it gets better, that there's just going to be more punishment and repercussions from a law enforcement standpoint, and also, like Trek, investigating those realtors who are accused of being involved in this. Okay, well, that's it for today, and I thank you for watching Smarter Real Estate Weekly on Wednesdays. I say weekly, but I'm so busy I don't have time to do a video every single week. Sometimes I'll do one, multiple weeks in a row, and then I'll take a break or whatnot. Since I do have 2 kids now and still, have a busy life working, then, I shoot the videos when I can, but it's not a commitment to every single week. So if you have any ideas for future videos, that would certainly alleviate a little bit of the time it takes me to figure out, well, what should I talk about? What would be top of mind for people that they would want to know? You can feel free to message me or comment. I hope you will like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode on YouTube and Facebook. And I also post to LinkedIn, and that you have found this video helpful. Go back and look through my old videos. I say old, but some of them aren't that old. Some of them are just from this year or within the last few months. Lots of good, interesting content for you on all types of real estate topics, mainly to arm you with practical strategies to be a smarter buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord, and take you along on my real estate adventures. Hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.